You're listening to the 3 Pillars of Success, a podcast that inspires people of all walks of life to gain perspective on what it means to succeed. My name is Geraldine Convento, and I'm best known for entrepreneurship, my skills in web presence, and SEO. Thanks for listening. Enjoy the show. Hey y'all, how you doing? It's me, Geraldine, the Entrepreneur Guide, web and SEO expert. In today's 3 Pillars of Success podcast, I have a special guest by the name of Kapoor. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Geraldine? Thank you.
I'm doing amazing. I'm really excited to get to interview you today, and I'm sure that my guests are at the edge of their seat wanting to know all about you. So who are you? Where are you from, and what do you do for a living?
My name is Kapoor. I'm currently based in Australia, Sydney, and I moved here almost 4 years back. I am originally from India, Delhi, where I was born and brought up. And I work as a facilities manager, a full-time job with CBRE, which is a real estate company.
So what do you do for fun?
Well, I'm an avid reader. I really enjoy reading. But apart from that, I really like to engage myself into learning new skills or classes or something. Like my most recent one was Tai Chi and Qigong. I really enjoy it. It's a normal moving meditation, and it really calms you down, especially when you're in a full-time job and working all the time. So I really like to engage myself into learning something new.
What types of books do you like to read?
Motivational stuff. My most recent one was Ikigai, and after that, I started Atomic Habits. It's an old one. I should have started it earlier, I feel, but it's a really good one.
That's a really good book. It's not often that I meet people who just really love to read as much as I do. I'll tell you a funny story. So my boyfriend's a DJ, and one night he had a gig, but beforehand we went to dinner. And afterwards he goes, "So what are you going to do now?" Because he is off to his gig. And I said, "I'm going to go home and read." And he goes, "Wow, wild." Yeah, it was really funny. So let's go ahead and get into the success-related questions. What does success mean to you?
I'll answer that very honest. Everybody has a very different take on what success means to them, like if it is just the monetary stuff or otherwise as well. But I personally think is if you're content with what you have and the people you have around, and if you have come to that level where you can sit by yourself and you're not scared of your emotions up and down, and you have that right balance in your life, I think you're truly successful because you've really gained some good relationships in life. So you have good companionship and you're content, and that self-happiness, that internal happiness, it's not going to come from any amount of money that you can have in your life. So if you are internally happy, then that really makes you very successful in life. And I don't think a lot of people do understand that, but I personally feel that. Yeah.
If you were to choose 3 pillars that are attributed to success for you, what would they be?
Vision. It's very important. You need to know what is worth putting your energy into. So you need to have a good vision. And purpose. You must know what you're doing, why you're doing, what is going to serve, who is it going to serve. If you don't have a purpose for whatever you're doing, then it makes no sense. So have a good vision, have a purpose. And nowadays people don't believe in it anymore, but it is very important to trust. Not everybody out there is for you. Don't take yourself so seriously. You need to trust people. When people are saying something, you need to trust that they are saying that from their own experience. How you're going to take it is a very different story. But if you don't trust people, you're not going to be a part of any further stories that you can actually be in. So it's very important to trust people. I don't think people trust other people anymore now. It is going in a very different direction than what it used to be when we were kids. Even if I meet my nephew, who's like 9, 10 years old, they like to contradict immediately. I don't understand why. So that sort of level, I think that has always helped me because I've been very fortunate to meet very good people in my life, I would say. And I've had some very good experiences in my life. So I think trusting other people has really helped me for the majority of my life. So whatever I am, I think That is because I have learned to trust other people. That's what my dad always taught us. Learn to trust other people. Don't try to contradict everything the other person is saying. Listen.
I love that. I recently was taking a program, it's called Positive Intelligence.
Yeah,
And one of the things that we learned was that although you might not fully agree with people, especially when you're in the brainstorming phase, just approach the situation as if everybody is at least 10% right.
that's
Because
right.
if people are at least 10% right, you can find that 10% that you like about what they said, and then you can build upon it. In that sense, that's where bigger ideas or innovations or collaboration come from. And I love that idea. And it all has to do with what you said, trust.
Yeah, that's right.
So, what is a roadblock that you've had to overcome on your path to success?
I would say self-doubt. Everybody goes through it. Self-doubt. Am I good enough? How will I be able to do it? How can I manage it? How can I even imagine to follow my passion with a full-time job? I literally have 2, 3 hours after coming back home. So how am I going to do this? But what I've learned in the process is that it is very important to listen to other people. You don't have to trust everybody. You don't have to listen to everything that is coming your way, but at least get something out of the conversation. So there are very few people in everybody's life, I think, that they trust very openly. So listen to what they say. That's what my husband told me. I always wanted to be a speaker, but I just don't know what's the right path to achieve that. And I'll tell you a very small incident that happened. So my husband is very much into podcasts, and he was listening to a podcast, and out of nowhere, he just asked me, so do you like it? I said, yeah. And I was like, do you think you can do it? And I was like, yes. And I said, excuse me, you can do it? I said, yeah, of course. Can you talk like that? Yeah. What are you waiting for then? This is also talking. This is also speaking. It's just that you're behind the camera and nobody's watching you. So why don't you start like this? And I think it was an amazing idea. And that's why I think you need to listen to other people. Sometimes what they can see, you can't see it yourself. Sometimes you don't even realize what you're really good at, but other people can tell you, hey, you do that amazingly. And when people say that, you need to listen and you need to take that as a compliment or make it into something. That's what I think. If I hadn't listened to him, I don't think I would have ever started this podcast. So this was all because of him. But yeah, self-doubt was the biggest for me. How will I do it? I don't have the time. I don't have this. I literally have 2, 3 hours. But that's what he said. Rather doing household stuff after coming back, use those 2, 3 hours to make something for yourself that is going to build something that you want to build for yourself. So use it for that. And I think it was a great idea.
Yeah, it was a great idea. It's one of the reasons why you're on this podcast.
That is so true.
So I just want to make sure, because I don't know if I missed it earlier, but did you let the audience know that you have a podcast and what the name of your podcast is?
Thank you. Yes, I do have a podcast, which I literally started just 2 months back. It's called Finding Yourself with me, Honey Kapoor. You can find it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And if you haven't subscribed or listened to it, please do. It's a very motivating and very relatable topics that we talk about. It's not big, 13, 14, 15 minutes every episode. So please do listen to it. I'm very sure that you could relate to it.
Awesome. I just wanted to make sure that we didn't miss that part.
Thank you.
So going back to what you were saying earlier, you talked about the importance of listening and how a lot of times self-doubt gets in the way of things. So would you say that the way that you overcame your self-doubt was just to listen to others' feedback? What did you do to start overcoming your self-doubt?
First, I stopped doubting myself and I started to listen to other people. So when somebody is saying you can do it, okay, fine, let me try it. If it didn't work, it will not work. That's fine, but at least give it a go. Just start. Don't wait. So that's what I always think, that don't wait for big things to happen to you, big opportunities to come to you. Like I was waiting all my life to how to get into a path which can lead me to becoming a speaker. But that's a huge step. I don't know if I can leave my full-time job and enroll into something that big. But this was a small step. And this is, I think, doing it every day is preparing me for that big role. So use every small opportunity that comes your way and make it into something big.
Sounds good. I see you on stage already.
Thank you.
What advice would you have for people who are looking to achieve success in their life?
I really wish somebody would have given me that advice when I was a teenager. I'll tell you very honestly, opportunity doesn't waste its time on ill prepared. So make sure that you're prepared. Have a vision. That's what I said earlier. Have a vision. You are never too young to understand what you want. You just have to ask yourself this question: what am I good at? When do I feel the best? And everybody knows that answer. I think most of our lives are wasted saying that I don't know what I want. Everybody knows what they want. They just ignore the fact that this can happen if they really work hard and commit to it. Most of the people do not want to commit to it, even if it is painting a wall. Commit to it 100% with all your heart. And when you have a vision, you commit to it, you work hard at it. You work so hard that you become so attractive, so excellent at your job that that opportunity comes at your door, knock itself, because now you're so attractive at it. Don't wait for big opportunities to come to your way. They might not, but that's what amazing opportunities are. You just don't know from where it will come. So that's what I will tell everybody who's waiting to do something, willing to do something, but are too scared because of their family or friends or what are people going to think about it. Don't think about all of that. Just think about what you're good at, what you can do the best, and just excel at it.
Thanks so much for agreeing to be here on the 3 Pillars of Success. I really appreciate you taking the time from all the way across the world. And I really know that our audience is going to gain value out of what you shared today.
Thank you, Geraldine. I appreciate it. And thank you for having me.
And that was the 3 Pillars of Success podcast. Remember to follow, subscribe, leave reviews, and download these episodes because it's how other people are able to also find this podcast. We will talk to you next Wednesday, and thanks a lot for listening. Bye-bye.